Hey, welcome to the Summit Host Hangout podcast, where you'll learn how to host a high-converting virtual summit that leads to your biggest signature offer launch yet. I'm your host, Krista from Summit in a Box, and I am so excited for our episode today because we focus a lot on this podcast about how great summits are for you and your business. Like, naturally, we're business owners, we need to grow. It's the easiest thing for me to talk about. It grabs your attention, and that's what we're all about here. But we had a series back around I think it started in episode 216, where we explored how you can incorporate your values and what's important to you into your summit, how you can make a difference, how you can give back. And I have a guest today who is giving us such a beautiful example of that. So we are going to chat with someone today I've been lucky enough to work with in our Launch with the Summit Accelerator program. And he teaches beauty professionals how to streamline, automate, and elevate their processes and businesses. He started his career at 16 years old. He's been named Beauty Launchpad's youngest up-and-coming hair colorist of 2020, Modern Salon's top 100 stylist of 2021, 2021 face of Solo Salons, and more. You can tell he is like on a mission and he's making waves, and it is just wonderful. He also hosts pretty incredible and impactful summits. So without further ado, let's dive in and talk with Hunter Donia. Welcome, Hunter.
Hello, Krista. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to talk with you about this today and really to open people's eyes to the wider impact and purpose that a summit can have and how it can go beyond so much more than just them and their results. So thank you so much for being willing to share with us. I think it's going to be a really great conversation. So I guess before we dive into all of that, I gave a little intro to what you do, but I know it barely scratches the surface. So give us your version of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty well. So basically, I'm really passionate about the beauty industry. I started out as a hairstylist, and I found some really great success within my hairstyling business. And our industry, just unfortunately, is light years behind when it comes to business education and like understanding how to get out of our, $28,000 per year average salary. And this industry means so much to me. It's given so much to me. So what I've learned, and with my nerdy business brain, I decided to start to teach hairstylists those same skills. So that way they would never feel like they have to give up this career that they may love and that gives them so much passion and purpose and allows us to make a big impact in the world. Like, that's what I've always loved most about being a hairdresser from the very beginning, is that we get to make such a beautiful impact in other people's lives, and by domino effect in like the community and truly, I believe, the world. And to be able to now do that on this level, like where I'm teaching other hairstylists to be able to make that same impact, is just I feel so privileged to be able to do so. So we teach people a lot about just all over their business, but specifically like their processes and their systems and how to make things more efficient and automated. Because especially when you're an independent stylist or a business owner that's by yourself, a lot of the day-to-day mundane tasks can get to be a lot. And so we teach those hairstylists how to make those things a lot easier or automated and get taken off their plate, basically.
Absolutely. And just thinking to all the different hairstylists I've ever been to, like I can think of so many that I should have just like handed your card to them. Like, you need Hunter, so like, I love the impact you're making and your passion for it. It's so cool. So, okay, you have this business helping hairstylists. What was it that made you decide to go for it with your first summit?
Yeah. So I have been getting your Facebook ads and I was like, this concept is really fascinating. And then I actually had a friend, her name's Piper DeYoung, who put on a summit as well. And I think that she used some of your teachings and resources as well. And I just thought it was so freaking awesome because I love collaborating with other educators within my space and to like collaboratively make an impact. And I also needed to grow my list. And I was completely like, I started my online business without ads, like completely. Like, I completely grew organically. And so organic was what I knew. And to me, I was like, this is such a beautiful organic marketing strategy that I don't have to invest any money into if I don't want to, in which I can grow my list and I can collaborate with these other educators and borrow their audiences and make a big impact in the industry, right? So I wanted to do that for that purpose. And then as I've listened to you and I've learned from you, I also realized like, wow, there's also like an opportunity to make money here. But for me, I didn't really care much about the money. Like, that wasn't my main purpose for like why I want to do it, because we make the majority of our income through our main launches, right? So for me, I was like, well, if we can make some money, then I might as well use this opportunity to put the money towards something that I believe in and I think is important, which is why we ended up, for both our summits that we've done, contributing 100% of the proceeds towards BIPOC beauty school scholarships. And for me, reparations and social justice and anti-racism work is really important to me. And to be able to use this, right, to be able to raise that money and put it towards something that I truly believe in and that is really, really important has been so gratifying. And it's been amazing to get the industry involved, and for all of us to pitch in and to be able to learn and connect and grow, make an impact in each other's lives, and then make an impact in people who are very worthy of being made an impact in,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's how we got into it. And it's been really successful and beautiful thus far.
Yeah, I love that you started out like your goal is list growth. That's what it was.
Yes.
And I'm guessing like you can look back and be like, holy crap, like it's so much more than that.
Totally. 100%. We've definitely grown the list, and we've definitely been able to nurture people who may have never known who I was before. But the main goal is the impact in raising the funds for the scholarships, and it has just opened up like a whole new world for everybody, like my team and me, my business, like the people who are involved. Like it's been really fantastic.
Yeah, and something else I really love about this is the impact you're making through what you do, but also the impact that's being made through other people seeing what you do. So you are setting this example for all the other speakers who are coming in, like, oh, I can run my business a little differently. I bet there are tons of them who have started like incorporating things like what you're doing because you set that example. And then the same thing for the stylists who are coming to this summit, seeing this cause you're supporting and like having their eyes opened to how important it is and things they had never thought about before. And even that right there, even if it's just them thinking about something differently or considering it differently, that is huge because thousands of people. And I know there are some people in there who have taken action because of that too. So like, it's incredible. It's beautiful. I love that you do that. And I know like there's zero part of you that does it for like the attention, the gratification or anything like that. But like, I need to point this out so other people can see like the impact you can make when you incorporate something like this in your summit. It's like, it just like snowballs and it's just really incredible. So some logistical questions for you for people whose ears are perking up like, oh, like I do have other areas of my business that are making good money. I don't need the all access pass sales, or maybe I don't need all of it or whatever it is. How did you decide how much to donate? How did you decide like 100% of proceeds are going here?
Well, for us, like I shared, like this is more of a reparation kind of situation for me. And when it comes to that, I really like to go like 100%. This is not for me. Like this is for this initiative wholly, And so for that reason, majoritively is the reason why I was like, let's just give 100% of it away. I don't need this. And I want this to go towards these scholarships. Also, beauty school is expensive. And I wanted to make sure that like as many people would be able to benefit from those scholarships as possible, we'd be able to give as many scholarships as we could. I also didn't know how much money we would even raise, especially the first time. It's been an interesting experience in my business recently of just realizing that you're never going to know how anything goes. So you just have to try it and see, it's taken me a while with like owning a business to finally be comfortable with the fact that like not everything is going to be predictable. Like you just have to try it for the first time and see. First time we were able to raise $25,000, which was like mind blowing. Like it was just like absolutely insane and just so exciting that we were able to like give that money to like something that was so important and so amazing, So I don't know. Did that answer your question? I have ADHD really badly.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I'm also curious to hear how you incorporated that in your summit, because I'm guessing you wanted your attendees to know about it, but I also know like you didn't want the gratification or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like glorified per se. So it's on the front end, I was very much like not like like the featured person per se. It was just like, here are all of the educators and here's what you'll get from joining this. And like, that'll be that. And then our all access pass is like on the back end of the registration. So they register in the form, the Thrive cart opens up and then it gives them like the offer. And then in there, I just share with them like all of the benefits of the all access pass. But then I also share with them like too, like you could be supporting a really worthy initiative and something that's important. And And yeah, and then that's how I sell it on the front end. Once they're in there, though, there is also the purpose of making sure that I'm building my email list, right? And like the business has to grow, the summits have to happen, and if they to be able to make this impact, and the summits can't happen if I can't afford to have my team, So at the end of the day, I do have to make sure that this is beneficial for me to be able to continue on with these initiatives, right? And so once they actually get in there, then I'm really nurturing them as far as like who I am, and I'm the host, and I'm also teaching classes, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. And then as we go along, I would always like tell them like where we were in the numbers as far as like how much money we raise. And then I would set like a goal for the audience, like the people who were there. And I'd be like, okay, we're here. How, like, let's see if we can get to here, And it wasn't just the all access pass sales. It was also like the nonprofit that we work with who actually sets up the scholarships where all the money goes to. They had like a general donation link that specifically went to the initiative that we were going towards. So then we would also have that as well too. So I was just really encouraging them, getting them really excited, and telling them like you should be really proud of yourself for investing in yourself, investing in your education, and investing in something that's important and cool, like as we go through the event.
I love that. I love that you're putting the ball in their court and cheering them on to be making the difference. It's not about you. And I think that's where it feels good. I have run into issues myself before when I've just had different causes. I'm like, I put it on the registration page. I'm like, this feels kind of weird. Like I want them to know about it, but like it feels a little off. And I think like this is the difference. Like they are getting the credit. They are being encouraged to make the decision for themselves. It's not something you're doing, it's something they're doing.
Exactly. That is, and I think that for anything that you would do, especially for what we've done, I think that is exactly how it should be approached. Is like, this is not about me at all, but this is about how you can help us make a difference.
I love that. Something else you were saying is kind of like a side tangent, but related. I have so many people, since I specifically talk about launching the summits, I hear so many people say, I don't want to come off, like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to bring them in and sell to them or whatever. You can't make an impact in your business if you're not selling to your people.
Period.
Like, you don't need to be gross about it, but they need to know your offers exist, and they're not going to if you don't make that invitation. So it sounds like you have a really great balance of that.
I mean, yeah, like, this is difficult for a lot of people, right? The fact is, not everything that you do in business is going to feel comfortable or necessarily like in alignment. But if you have a big goal, if you have like a big mission or purpose to make a big impact in the world, then you got to play by the rules that have been handed to us, and then you just got to freaking embrace it and do it scared, do it uncomfortable. Or like you said, like you'll never be able to actually take a step forward in making that goal or making that dream come true. So maybe sales may feel icky to you, but at the end of the day, like you have to ask yourself, like, are you selling something that you believe in? Are you selling something that you know is going to make an impact in somebody else's life? And it's not fair that you don't get paid for that, right? Like, and also if you don't get the money for it, then somebody's not going to be committed to it, and they're not actually going to get the transformation at the end of the day. So it's worth you working through that uncomfortability of the salesiness. It's worth you embracing it. Even, as a hairstylist, what big shampoo brands a lot of the times, right? What they would do to get the hairstylists to sell products is they would be like, oh, you're not selling, you're like educating your clients about these products. And I would be like, no, like we're embracing sales. Like we are embracing the fact that we are a salesperson because we know that sales means that you can make an impact in somebody else's life. And like that is totally okay for you to embrace,
Absolutely. Ugh. I love that so much. And I feel like we could go on a whole separate tangent, but I'm going to stay focused.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's a needed discussion. And I think it is perfect in this episode where we're talking about giving back and making an impact, but also saying like, you also need to be making money. Like the two go hand in hand with that. So it's a good tangent for us to go down. So, I mean, I guess one of my last questions is, are you happy with how this balance has been working out for you when you're looking at other ways of how you're generating revenue through your course, through the membership that I just learned about before we started recording? Are you happy with your decision to do it this way? Do you think you'll keep donating all of your summit proceeds?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. What this does for the morale of my team I think, like you said, I tend to feel a little bit boastful or I don't know. Again, I don't love to be glorified with the situation, but I do think getting this type of message out there is important. I do think raising awareness is important, and showing other people what's possible, I think, is really important. And so boldly saying, like, we are moving 100% of these proceeds towards BIPOC, specifically BIPOC beauty school scholarships, I think is something that's really important, something that I'm really passionate about. And the fact that I have the privilege, the opportunity, and the platform to be able to continuously do that, it's why would I not take advantage of that? And I think it would almost be wrong if I didn't take advantage of that to do what we're doing so far. And it has been beneficial in all aspects, right? So in so many different ways. So absolutely, I 100% want to continue to do it this way for sure.
I love it. One more question. I did not prep you for ahead of time, so we can edit this baby out if we need to. But do you have any advice or thoughts on how someone could, should, whatever, choose what types of organizations to donate to through their events?
Well, my brain goes two ways. My brain goes first to like businessy, technical tactics-y situation, which is do something that your audience is aligned with, right? Like, obviously, like, do something that your audience would be naturally aligned with. Do something that's relevant to your offer, relevant to the subject and the matter of your summit or of your program or whatever it is. I think that is kind of like, that'll go hand in hand. It'll make things a lot more in flow. It'll make things easier for you to talk about. It'll make it, you like putting it in there, easier, and your audience will respond way more to it, obviously. And then the other side of the coin is also, you have to believe in it too. Like, you have to like fully like this has to be fully something that is within your core values, that how to responsibly speak about. You understand, you're educated about the topic as well. And also, if you're going to be moving money towards something, just please make sure that you have done your research with the people, especially if you plan on, like, if you're going to be making like a couple thousand or even tens of thousands of dollars to be pushing towards these people. I would start to create a relationship with them, because our relationship that we created with our nonprofit that we move all of our money to has been super beneficial for us as far as networking and connection and more legitimacy as a company, and then as a summit, even like as its own entity, which then has allowed us to get more like big name educators and into our space, and then sponsors as well too. So this past time we got a bunch of sponsorship money, and we actually put the sponsorship money all 100% into Facebook ads to be able then to multiply the amount of money that we actually raised on the All Access Pass, and to also get more registrants and raise more awareness, et cetera, and make a bigger impact, share more education, et cetera, et cetera. So being able to say to these sponsors, like, hey, we're working with this nonprofit and they have our back, and like we CC them on the email, et cetera, like this legitimate nonprofit, was really helpful in being able to pitch. And also that the companies who are sponsoring us, and then even the educators who were joining us, they knew that the money was going to a legitimate place. I had no interest in handling those scholarships by myself at all. So I was like, we're going to have this legitimate, amazing, like proven nonprofit handle all of this stuff, and we're going to partner with them to make it happen. So make them like a partner, have conversations with them, like create a relationship with them, and then make sure that they're aligned with your core values and you're educated with what they're doing.
I love that so much. You're taking it like way further than I've ever even thought about. So you're opening my mind right now, and I'm like going a million miles an hour. Yeah, this is cool. Thank you so much for sharing all this. Thank you for setting this example for all of us. I'm really excited to hear what people take away with it and how they actually implement it in their events. And I'm going to be bugging you whenever I hear a story. So tell us your stories.
Love it. Please do. I need to hear.
Yes, we would love to know. So Hunter, what is the biggest takeaway you would like people to get from what we talked about today?
That you can have a business that thrives and that offers you the life that you want, but simultaneously that makes an impact in the world, and that you love, and like that it doesn't feel like, I don't know, that just doesn't feel like you said, like slimy and salesy and weird. Like if you truly believe in what you're doing, and if you truly are making an impact on other people's lives, then like it should feel good. It should feel easy. Although things aren't going to be comfortable per se, it should still feel in like alignment, and it should still feel like something that you believe in and that you're willing to fight for and you're willing to go through the hard times for.
Absolutely. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing. Where can people go to learn more about you and your offer and all of this good stuff?
Okay, so this is going to sound awful. So a lot of the times I say no to podcast interviews or anything that doesn't have to do with my niche or like having an audience that is not like somebody who could be a potential customer of mine in the future. So here's the thing. If you're a hairstylist and you want to learn more about automating and systematizing your business, go ahead and follow me at Hair by Hunty. If you're not, then please follow me from afar. I love you so much and I would love to chat with you in the DMs, but don't follow me, please. It'll mess up my algorithm.
Oh my gosh. Hey, honesty, right?
I'm sorry. I'm like a freak like that. Like I've been asked to be on like massive podcasts that I nerded out about because like I'm so excited to be on here chatting with you today. Like I'm like, hell yeah, this is so cool. And I said yes to this because I enjoy you. I appreciate what you have done for my life and my business, but also because I think that what we're doing here could help a lot of people as well, right? But as far as I think very super deeply analytically about my business and my audience and stuff like that. So I apologize for sounding weird, but
I feel like it's a good example for us. So go send him a DM. Don't follow him. Say hi. Check out what he's doing. Keep an eye out for his next summit. It's all good. Thank you so much for being here, Hunter. And thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. For show notes and resources, head to the link in the episode description. For now, go out and take action to plan, strategize, and launch your high converting virtual summit.